Welcome back to Transport Fever, and we are now at Fort Riverdale. If you watched the last episode, it was Fort Lauderdale, but it's now Fort Riverdale, because why not? I was actually looking for a way that we could like rename our city. I don't think, without renaming the map, and even then it doesn't really show up anywhere. But then I also, because I was on a roll, this is now Riversboro instead of Greensboro, because I can. So anyway, let me start time up. Paused it to start up the video. I paused it at the end of the last video. We also have Riverville instead of Jacksonville. And I would like to get going on designing a little bit of this, and then we can talk about the overall plan. But before they start building any more here or doing anything crazy, and I like the way the graphics are. You can come right in here and kind of see where your commercial district is pretty easily, and then pick out your houses. It looks like probably, more residential buildings out this way. And sometimes it's good to kind of control the way these towns develop in any event. So let's see if we can. I'm thinking about right here we put a train terminus type train station. Yeah, I like terminal train stations generally speaking because they, take the traffic off the main line. They're probably a little more expensive to set up, but I don't want anything to build here because I would like to get this going kind of sooner rather than later type thing. And I think we definitely want to start out with passengers in case we run low of money. Oops, it goes from like 0. Yeah, so definitely recommend. Not sure how you play the game, but if you play with your mouse in your right hand, let's go a little further away. All right, like right here. And then what I'm thinking of is we go ahead and take a building. We're going to really want both eventually. But let's start out with passengers. And we'll zip this completely the other way. All right, might as well make it closer. Seems to make it a bit cheaper. I don't think there's any real disadvantage to that. There we go. So now we'll have at least some passengers that we can get going. And then what I'm thinking is that we build a couple roads. And I think this is the second grade streets, I guess they call them here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to knock over that house, right? Yeah, is that the right size? It's good enough. I guess they'll upgrade it themselves. So if we put another... Yeah, see, look, they already built a road right there. The buggers. Which is okay. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll leave it off to this side a little bit. And we're going to go right in the middle. That way if they build more roads, in and across there. Now, do we even want to just control that or not? Now, the other thing, if you give them... right now, I don't know why it is that my WASD keys are not working at this moment. But then if I click, it'll work again. It's kind of weird. All right, so we have that, and then we probably... Click on this. Yeah, see, we probably need... I think that'll cover the vast majority of our residential. That's why I'm wondering about putting that road through there. I think we're just going to save our money because we really don't have that much. But I think we need to try to get some kind of a cargo thing. All right, this is residential, commercial, and industrial are all up this way. You know what? This is just screaming at me. I know it's not a waste of money, but maybe like there. Kind of control the narrative. Now, does that change? Yeah, see, this guy can't really get to the commercial. I really don't want to take out any houses. I guess we could be over here. It's a little bit less than ideal, but and this would be, let's start this one as mainly a cargo thing. All right, and then, yeah, so this one's selected. Let's configure, and I think just right off the bat, we want to put a cargo thing here so they don't build anything that we have to then knock down. And then this is already, this is not a cargo, but we shouldn't have to bring any cargo to here. And I don't know, do we need passengers to here? I think we might. I don't. Yeah, so we won't want to put it. Oops. Yeah, it's a little confusing. I wish it was a little bit clearer. I mean, it is clear because you have these things, I guess. All right, so then we'll have a passenger thing there. Even though it'll cost us a little money now, they won't build around it. Yeah, and I don't think. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. If we have to knock a house down, hopefully eventually we'll be making some money. And then let's get out of this white mode there. All right, so I guess we need lines at this point. And I'm thinking at this point, since we don't have any cargo, we're just going to try to go right. Yeah. I don't know. Let's put this one first. Kind of zoom in a little bit so you guys can see that I'm clicking on the bus symbol. Now, I did go and look. When I get a new game, sometimes I go look. There's already an update for the game. So that's going to be going around this way, which I would call clockwise. So let's name this one. I'll get to what I was going to say in a second. Revers. Oops. Oops, oops. And we'll call it bus, so that all these buses, I know they're not buses, but you get the idea. All right, so bus Reversville counterclockwise, and we probably need to get another depot up this way. Yeah, I don't like that white mode. It doesn't really matter, does it? Just somewhere out of town that it won't interfere with the town. So I was reading the forums. Of course, people are complaining. This is nothing new. I don't know. I'm happy with it. I mean, I'm not sure what some people expect, but you know, I don't know that I would have changed the game that much myself, so I can't really pick on the things. One of their complaints was that the towns only take two things. So let's get this thing done before I get into that. So we're going to do a horse-drawn carriage, and it's going to go on Reversville bus. All right, so that should at least get some people flowing around there. Yeah, so anyway, they were complaining about the towns only take like 2 items where they used to take more, as if that was a step backwards. Like how could they possibly do that? Was one person out of, I don't know, probably thousands. But in any event, I think this is making it a lot more challenging so far. I mean, in the old days, if you could get any industry going, you could at least slap some things into a town and make some more money. So I think this makes it more challenging. I don't know if there's a limit, but I would think with mods and stuff, they could probably set it up where you could supply more things to a certain town. I don't see where that would be a particular problem. You know, this is kind of simpler in some ways, and not just because there's less of these, but you know, I kind of like the way this is laid out. I know my town's going to be growing. I know where I have to improve it. You know, I mean, the complexity doesn't have to come in all the minor details. In other words, it could come in this kind of overall thing at that point. So in any event, there we go. We're going on our counterclockwise route. Let's see how our lines are doing. So yeah, I kind of like that change. Graphically, definitely it feels good to me. I'm not sure if you guys are actually playing it or just watching my videos, but in any event, you know, it just sort of feels good. I like the way it looks. I like the animations on things, and you know, things are more animated than they had been in the past, which is kind of cool. All right, well, let's take a look at our money, because I don't think I did that very much. No, we want to click on this. All right, and so like I said in the earlier thing, we can pin it for a minute and just take a look. Yeah, we're losing, except for our crude oil. So good. At least we we made a couple bucks. Now I'd like to kind of get things slowly ramped up, right? Like I could definitely see us adding more to the wheat at that point, but I want to make sure we're getting bread and whatnot. Where's the bread? Bread truck. Yeah, we haven't delivered any bread yet. Let's see. I think we can click right on here. So I think at first I didn't kind of like the UI, but as I've played with it more but I think I didn't like it because I was used to the old way of doing it. And then we could either come in here and go first person, which I don't particularly like. I wish it made it look like you were sitting in the thing. Now, it's going up and down, left and right. I'm turning my view. Let's get out of that. And then or we could just pin it with this, which I kind of tend to like myself a little bit better. So where are we at? We're going to Fort Lauderdale with like no bread, huh? Now, if you click on here, this is another complaint I saw. So this is FTL bread, and there is no bread because there's no deliveries to be assigned to this town at this moment. But we should see at some point numbers coming up here that are saying that they want bread delivered from here to Fort Lauderdale. So unfortunately, this guy's not going to be profitable at this point because we just don't have any orders for bread from here. And if we come to here, we can see suppliers. This is where we're getting Hayward. We're getting stuff from Hayward. And then consumers, we have these different towns that could demand this, which is kind of nice because you can see all the way around the map who would want that stuff. And you can kind of see where I picked this area and picked food because we have 3 that are all relatively kind of close, all the river towns there. I might get too confusing. I don't know if I'm going to rename everything Rev or something because then I might not remember which is which. But there we go. See, look. Okay, so let's come down here. And we should see if we look. If we click on this, see how it has 2 bread? So we could probably go catch that guy and turn him around just for the sake of a little micromanaging. Right? And so if we hit this button, he's going to flip around and head back to the other stop. So hopefully that we just made it slightly more efficient. That's an awful long run there. So we're definitely going to need to buy more vehicles, but I was really kind of hoping. I don't think we have to pay a lot for like road or anything for like road maintenance. But I was really kind of hoping to maybe get a train. Right, we've already got this station that we're paying for. And I'm thinking we could get a train track, just one simple train track for now. But I don't know how much money it's going to cost us. And I've always hated this. Let's just see. Can we get it to go like the whole way? Yeah, often you can't. Yeah, so that's removing fields. Like, yeah, maybe if we... I think if we just come out of town here with enough of a turn, like we can have a track that goes through here eventually. Alright, that's another 58 grand right there, which isn't too bad. Where are we going? Yeah, I think we want to go kind of around this hill right here. Kind of almost over to the road, and that's another thing. I think game's kind of tough to get these tracks to look good unless you do like really short segments, and I think a lot of people, yeah, see if I go up to there, it's going to make it, yeah, I don't like the way let's go up to like here. Alright, I think that looks pretty reasonable, but if you just drag it out halfway across the map, yeah, it doesn't do the greatest. I saw somebody else complaining about that. But I think it's just more a matter of, you know, doing it in smaller chunks and keeping an eye on where you're at. And I think we can kind of go straight towards... Revergrad. Why does it keep wanting to turn? I don't really want it turning. See, if you do real long, look what's happening there. You know, and at this point, I'd rather have the hills. I'm just sort of doing that to see where it's... Yeah, see, we're cutting into that pretty good. Right, cutting into that hill, raising it up. But it's not a bad thing to do because it makes the trains... And we definitely have to go uphill as we head over this way. So let's... Doesn't want to make a straight track, does it? I guess I'm not straight is the reason it's... Yeah, I think we kind of want to keep going on the long... Yeah, we want to... Yeah, let's control that hill a little bit. Alright, I don't want this track to cost too much, where it's digging in like the whole way. And I can see... I think that's our train station right there. Yeah, and see, by doing that, I actually have this going up higher and filling in that valley a bit. Yeah, that should be relatively flat. Oh, not here, was it? That's all right. Like, this train's not very powerful. Yeah, so let's take this guy out of here. Now, is there any kind of future... Yeah, the future consideration was I think we would get it crossed over here, and I'll talk about that when we get this built and get the train going. Where are we at? Kind of like over here. So for that reason, let me come out straight here a little bit more, and then turn. Oops, can't really see. Angle. Trying to do too many things and I'm not coordinated enough. Oops. There we go. All right, so now we have a train, and I plan on getting. Well, now we need a. I think we would put our train depot down this way somewhere. Let's see, where's a good spot on the hill? It's going to get kind of busy near town. I'm thinking like over here. I don't really necessarily want to come this way. Yeah, if town grows over this way, though, I may put another track here, but I guess we could always move it. Depot. Still doing that. I will cure myself. I'm going to put it back a little bit. That looks pretty good and flat. Alright. Now, you know what? That's a lot of noise with this guy, isn't it? Once it stopped, I heard it. Okay, so that's... Now, these trains aren't cheap. And I think we'll try to save a few extra bucks, like just by just putting it so he can go that way. That did connect, right? Yes. Okay, so let's buy vehicles. So these things are less than impressive, and yeah, they're just less than impressive. But it's all we have. There's no real options at this point, and I don't know if you've seen the trains yet, but I'll show you in a minute. It's pretty cool. All right, so if we do this, it's all immediately mediocre, right? So I'm thinking just to save some money, this thing's going to cost us $1 million for this train with 2 little cars on it. And I, at least want to get like say 28 capacity. I'm not sure how well that'll go, but hopefully I had a little bit bigger trains, and I think they were slower, and we can always put more on, right? And we don't have a ton of money, and I really want to avoid going into debt. We're about done our little designing to start off here, so all right, let's go ahead and buy that, and then we need a line, right? So let's go over to the line manager. And this is going to be... Now, when it comes to doing these, because they're not in one town, I tend to do like pass and then the cities. So this is going to go from, I forget, where are we at? We are at, this was, okay, FTR, Fort Revergrad, to Reversville. No, yeah, because the other, yeah, see what I mean? That's, I don't know how much more Rever naming I'm going to do, because I'm not smart enough to remember those names. All right, so let's add a station. All right, Riverdale Station. And here. Now, yeah, maximum waiting time 3 minutes. I'm thinking we should like just have them wait. I don't know if that's going to cost us at that point. But let's go back over to our vehicles and get this guy rolling. Yep. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, set the line. Okay, good. All right, good. It didn't raise up a red flag, and there's no watering stations or anything like that. It would have been nice to kind of see that. I think that makes games a little bit more realistic, so... Let's close this and see how our old lines are doing and just kind of take a look at the map and where we're going and talk about things. And I also wish there was a little bit easier way to turn off like viewing these. So I guess maybe you could filter them. Is that the idea? But like, you know, what if I don't want to see these? Now the other thing I would have to say is I probably want to do something. Yeah, let's do... Yeah, Bus Reversboro. Yeah, color red. All right, just so when I look at these. Now, eventually, if we have counterclockwise, I might make them something like orange or pink so that they're... Right, so we'll make them orange or pink, and then... Let's see, what else? I guess all of these ones that have to do with crude... I think it's pretty dark color. We don't really have black, do we? Yeah, let's make these, even though they might be a little hard to see down there, I'm just going to make all those black for right now. Or, not black, dark gray, grayish brown. Yeah, see, some of the windows close with the exit, the other ones don't. Okay, so... Let's go back to here and see how we're actually doing on making any money. Because we definitely want to ramp this up, you know, as best we can. Yeah, look, we're getting fuel in the works. So I would think that would prove to be profitable as it increases. Now the other thing, and this is... Oops. Yeah, see, if you close the window and then you open it, even though you had it pinned, it doesn't really... I don't know. It's a little bit strange, but I'm going to give it more time before I say I don't like it, right? So this is our vehicle statistics up here, and then usually what I'll do is I'll sort the cargo up the top, and then we can always come down and see, like, some of these have no cargo. But the main reason is if we have a lot of cargo, we should definitely consider ramping up certain things, right? So... The lines that would go to this, and this is where I kind of like this. Like you can see, this is the line, right? So we can kind of follow it. One, you know, road vehicle 6. Now let's see. Can we manage vehicles? And then is there a way to sell, send, clone selected vehicle? Okay. Yeah, good. That's perfect. So we just added another vehicle. I hadn't done that, obviously. You can tell from my reaction. But cool. See what I mean? Like, there's little things like that and I know some of this stuff was in Transport Fever 1, but it's just different. Like, and it's kind of nice because I don't feel the need to have these open unless I really want to review how things are going. So that was Crudesboro Oil. I'm wondering if we shouldn't just... Yeah, let's manage the line... Yeah, I think we may even go with another one there. And we'll just see how it goes. I don't know how much oil they need for crude. Can we find that out? Click here. All right, if we click on this business, shipped, produced. Nah, I have to go look up, I think. How much, is it 1-to-1? I mean, it wouldn't, with oil in particular, it wouldn't make that much sense if it was 1-to-1. But all right, now that we know how to do this, let's, manage vehicles. I don't know what happens if you have two. Clone selected vehicle. Good. That's nice. I like that. So now, let's hit escape. Yeah, see, some of them close, some of them don't. And then the other one I think we should ramp up a little bit is the wheat. Probably, maybe even more because we have 3 cities. So let's buy some more. So this is the name of the town. Yeah, it doesn't really let me go. I was just wondering if I could, oh, you know what? I don't want the vehicles list. I want the lines list here. Right? We don't, I don't really care about which vehicle is profitable. I want to see the lines that are profitable. And then we'll kind of base it on this here as far as that goes. So let's, yeah, the bread truck line, no, the wheat line. Manage vehicles. Oh, we already have 2 on there. Let's get 2 more. Oh, okay. Yeah, good. That was, so if I had one selected or both selected, it probably wouldn't have asked me that question. Good to know. Like I said, we're learning, right? There we go. So we should have more vehicles heading out to those. And this closed. So, yeah, Bus Reversboro. I'm hoping, obviously, that we can get, okay, I don't know how well these lines will do, these inner cities lines. So where's, yeah, Bus Reversboro would be, yeah, can I do this and then, yeah, it's kind of funny how it popped you out and then back in. Yeah, well, we don't, we only have one thing on there. If we take a look at this again, finances, it kind of would be nice to see that in a chart format, right? Or not a chart, but like we already have this chart. Why would you have, like, what is this? Charts. It's only one chart. And then finances. Yeah, I don't know why you couldn't put more information on this, right? Like, so that's the number of people transported. Why couldn't, you could possibly just somehow represent that over here, like, but there we go. So we are transporting a few people, which probably doesn't hurt the town of Greens or Reversboro. Oops, I just did it. Good. So we're growing at plus 20%, and the fact that we have people and transportation is giving it a little bit of a plus. Now, I don't know how long they'll stay happy with that, but that's sort of the point of even just putting that in, was to get that extra plus maybe. And then now it's just going to be a matter of taking a look at these things and keeping things going. Look, okay, so the fuel refinery, oops. Yeah, see, why would it close that? Kind of, like there's some, maybe they'll work on it. Maybe people will complain. I don't know. It's not really complaint worthy. And you know what? I probably just wanted to come over here anyway. I didn't necessarily, so I probably should have just hit like this little arrow here to come over and take a look at it. Kind of remind myself where it is in the world. Yeah, so we should be getting cargo eventually into here, which would be, yeah, taking it up to here. So let's see, when it comes to Reversboro, geez. Yeah, so we have supplied a little bit of fuel. Good, and we'll have a lot more. We'll start saying, look, this guy's getting backed up with oil. Well, that guy's the one we just added a few more trucks. Yeah, I really don't want to spend any more money. And if I spend some time in between the episodes, it'll be with the next thing I'm going to talk about here. So, yeah, passengers, let's see. I'm not sure. Yeah, I need to rename these. Reversville. I'm not sure what I did there. Main trade. Well, you know what? We can do better than that. Main trade, because it will let me. Is there a limit? No, if there's a limit, it's not that long. Right? And then we want to go to. Yeah, that was River. Just because it's confusing me, and if it's confusing me now, it's only going to get worse in the future. And I did that again. All right, so there we go. So that's pass, and the reason I did that was to see, more clearly which one is the train station in here. Like, so we have 27 passengers at the train station. Riverdale transfer is which one? Oh, wait a second. What happened there? Oh, there's people here? I'm kind of confused. Why is there so many people there? Okay, so you know what? We probably need to get... Oh, look good. They built the road straight on out, and I didn't have to. And this is... Yeah, so let's click on this, which is this, and we can do this for now. We'll get it counterclockwise. Manage vehicles. Duplicate. Duplicate. Right, if we're going to have people, I think we need to encourage some form of financial growth, like kind of ASAP. As a matter of fact, just on the sheer principle of it, I think I may come into here and let's just get a second one on this one too. All right, just because it has kind of a pretty long route, and I don't think that'll hurt. Okay, so now let's take a look. If we come down here and click on the money that we have, we can take a look, and loans are fine in this game, but I took out a few loans in order to make in my first test, and it really, really hurt me. We have to come up with $50,000 each year with the loan that we currently have. So the loan balance doesn't get paid off. It's like an interest-only loan of $50,000. So I guess that's a 10% loan. So we really need to, we really need to get profitable here. Now, how are we doing as far as these things go? And a lot of this is going to be hard to see. We're going to have to sort of let a year go by, I think. And I'll probably let a little bit of time slip past in between this and the next episode. I haven't really decided how often I want to make these episodes as opposed to the workers and resources. But by the end of the year, I need to cut down to probably like in the neighborhood of 5 days a week. Maybe when I have extra time, I'll put out a couple extra episodes. So, I'm thinking of doing this 2 days a week and the workers and resources 3 until the workers and resources sort of gets more completed, and then maybe switch back to this. But expect this at least 2 days a week, maybe a little bit extra while I'm still, overly excited about playing it, which I certainly am. So let's see. Yeah, we just have a lot of expenses and not a lot of money coming in. You can look at our chart. Yeah. So we'll have to see how that goes. It's really too early to really look at it. Yeah, finance, that's right. Okay, click table here. Yeah, so we just have to see, now that we've spent most of our money, what do we do? And I don't know what happens if we just let our money go way into the negative. I imagine we get the warning like we did before, and then you just, at that point, you just lose if you don't keep being able to get loans. So is there... Yeah, it's not really. We do need to build this. I don't know if it costs us. Does it cost us money? Yeah, a little bit. Why don't we put it by. Let's move this out of the way. I don't know that it really. If you look at it, it's a headquarters. I'm not sure what it's all about. Oh, come on. I keep zooming in and out. I'd say it doesn't even seem to really attach to things. So, yeah, I don't know if it'd be good to. I mean, I seem to want to put it near a city. Why don't we put it near our train station, someplace that we don't think will ever not like it where it's at, right? I mean, it looks a little bit like a. It's like a cow pen yard or something. River Transport. Oh, cool. I didn't name that or anything, right? Oh, there we go. River Transport. Okay, well, if you have a suggestion for the name of it, let me know. I didn't realize. So this would how I guess we would rename us, in a sense, which is sort of what I was looking to do when I started renaming towns after myself. There we go. So we have a long way to go to profitability. This is probably what I'll sit here and watch for a little while. And, getting a little bit nervous about this. Now, there's one last subject that I almost started to talk about in the very beginning, and that is the overall plan. So let's just zoom out while we're letting those things go. So, to a degree, this Fort Riverdale will be kind of our central hub, which is why we built this train station over to there. Picture a line coming down this way eventually, which I probably would have 2 lines, but I'm not real sure how I want to handle this. Because we have this wood possibility where we could take logs from here and bring them up and make planks. And then right here we could have, this is planks and steel. And then we have steel up here. But then the problem is if we make these machines, there's nobody really right in our area that would accept those machines. We'd have to go all the way up to here. No, that's a maker. And I think I noticed, somebody, that's another maker. These guys over here in Shreveport would want machines. And it'd probably be easier to, in the future, just click on this, right? And then consumers. Yeah, it would be nice if it told you how far they were away. But yeah, see, so we'd have to get over across the river to get to that one. So it's not really like right in our financial wheelhouse at this exact moment in order to be able to get that done, right? So, but in any event, it's a future consideration. So we have the food over here, which has only got 1 wheat farm, but we could definitely get the food down to Reversboro pretty shortly, I hope. And in doing that, we'd also get this fuel, the red fire symbol there, which could go up to Reversville. Now, when we're near Reversville, just so you know, too, we have more of these iron mines, even though they look like copper things. I suppose, like iron, I don't know. Most people do iron in grayish, right? Not sure why they wouldn't do that. But, I mean, this is grayish. Maybe they don't want you to... But usually do your coal blacker and your iron that. And let me say this, too, for those of you who don't live in America. What's up with the white stones dotted all over every place? That's kind of really weird. And if you're trying to reduce your graphics, like, I don't know, just get rid of all these stones would probably, I don't know why they felt they needed all those stones. America doesn't have stones laying all over the place like this. Maybe there's other areas of the world that do, but in any event. So, by the way, we could also get food up to Akron. So that's why I'm definitely happy that we picked here. And I guess once you pick a place, you start looking for the positives, too, because you just got to make it work. I did notice we can get goods over here. So if we could get our steel up to here, we already have the plastics, right? I mean, we don't have plastics, but we have the oil down there. So we could potentially get some plastics to here to get some stuff. Where is it? Where's the goods? Give me the goods. Oh, there it is. Here. Right, plastics and steel. So it's certainly some more future potential. But we have a lot of ways to go before that happens. But yeah, then we can get goods and fuel down here, start tying in Anchorage. And then we could also get bricks, but this isn't a very good... we could get bricks from here and here, right? It's just a little bit too far for us with the hard money we're going to need to... So we could use bricks in Fort Riverdale as well. And was Greensboro bricks? No, there was somebody else up here could use bricks, I think. That's bricks. Yeah, bricks in Akron. And then this may have been the bad one. Yeah. This bricks materials plant, construction materials plant there's just nothing near it as far as that clay or whatever you're putting in there. What is that? That is stone. Okay, so does that all make sense? All right, I think I'm going to keep these episodes a little bit shorter, and I think I've said everything that I need to. If you guys have any questions or comments, suggestions, I definitely welcome them. Thank you for all the likes in the last video. I definitely appreciate that. It makes me that much more excited. I did get one suggestion for a campaign, and I thought, well, I didn't get any other votes, but at the same time I got enough likes, and I thought, well, it kind of sounds like people want me to stick with this, at least temporarily. So when we come back, we may build a road from here to there just to get this attached up, or do we just build continue our rail line? I think it's going to depend on how well this goes. But look, we've already got quite a few things in the blue. I guess maybe they should make that green. Well, then color blindness is kind of an issue too, isn't it? So keep it blue. All right, so in the red, in the blue. But again, if you're colorblind, I guess the red would be an issue there as well. Maybe that shows up as white or gray for you. I don't know. If you ever design a game, try to keep colorblind people in mind. There's quite a few of them in the world. They deserve our love and respect as much as anyone, right? And a lot of times the decisions to make things colorblind friendly, at least, maybe not good for colorblind people, but at least workable is I had a friend who was that way. It's just not that hard. Like, in other words, the whole world doesn't have to change for them. You could tweak things and make it a lot friendlier. So anyway, all right, well, we're going to keep an eye on this. Let's take a last look. I'm kind of excited about where that's going. And let's shrink road, just so we can see. So how far we're into October, and compared to last May, the road is really not making us. We lost more money on the road, but we might make up for it shortly on our railroad lines. So hopefully that is true. Let's do the line manager again. Right, and again, it's just, I'm going to come back when I feel comfortable that, we have some things to do. Look, our money just went up. How is let's just take one last look since passenger, no, I didn't really mean to do that. I'll get more used to this. Yeah, so we've made 18,000, 31,000, good. So that's good. I mean, we don't have much of a train system, but hopefully it'll net us a profit, and we'll start seeing this money come up a little bit. How is Fort Riverdale? Fort Riverdale is growing at plus 40%, so that's a big help, I think. And I'll let things grow a little bit between the episodes, and I'll come back. But I probably won't make another episode until you guys had a chance to comment, and plus I will probably spend most of the weekend. I think I'm going to, by the way, start doing like every other day kind of thing. So expect another one of these episodes on Saturday morning. This is, if you care, if you're watching it on Thursday or Friday, I'd expect another one on Saturday. So I'll start doing like every other day until I cut back on something. I just needed more time for real life stuff. Not that games aren't wonderful, but it's not a career for me. Anyway, hope you guys have a good day. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.